Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some Company of Heroes 3 again. So this is going to be my second video on the channel so far, and this is going to be one of the first games I've ever really played on the quote-unquote ranked ladder. And I'm playing the British here, the UKF, and I'm playing against a Wehrmacht Germany player here. Now, I'm not entirely sure, I can't remember what map this is on. I think it's the map that everyone complains about, the design of the map and everything. And just want to give you guys some background again around my history of Company of Heroes. I only really played Company of Heroes 2 when I was sort of a lot younger. I didn't play it competitively at all. And since Company of Heroes 3, I wanted to dive into a different kind of RTS and get into it. And I've been watching quite a few streams, a few videos, stuff like that. And I think this is my second or third game here. And I thought I would showcase it to you. We're not going to go through absolutely everything from start to finish because it's quite a long game. We'll touch upon a key few areas and some of the things that I thought, you know, was sort of proud of for myself, considering I've only really got about 4 or 5 hours in the game, and of course some things maybe that I could probably get better at. And of course, guys, let me know down below in the comments, like, if there's certain things that you think that I need to improve on. There's going to be tons things that mistakes I probably made, stuff like that. And of course, if you do enjoy this kind of content and you want to see this more on the channel, then please do let me know as well. So if you guys don't know what Company Heroes 3, if you're from AoE 3, which is what I do on my main channel, then basically Company Heroes 3 is an RTS sort of old school style, top down view. However, you know, you have to collect certain areas to get resources, and I'm currently taking over as much of the map as quickly as possible. I'm making sure that I am getting the command posts here. This will basically create infantry for you. I'm making sure to put that on the outer part of my map so they can come out as quickly as possible and get across the map nice and quick. And also I am deciding to try and take the route that I went was try and get the manpower strategic point here, which is very important, and then move up to the left to grab the first victory point. And I did kind of the same on the right hand side as well. So you can see now I'm just trying to get as many riflemen out as possible. I don't really have a kind of strategy. At the moment, the battle group that I used in this was the Armoured Division battle group. I know that there are quite a lot of British players that are starting to use that battle group. And basically, if you don't know what a battle group is, it's basically like a tech tree that you select in the game. And there's an option of 3 of them. And one of them is the Armoured Battle Group, I believe it's called. And I went ahead and selected that. So you can see here I'm under fire a little bit from my opponent in a decent spot here in higher cover. However, he went to get a cheeky sniper early. Now, snipers are the worst. They absolutely destroy noobs, just like myself. I don't know how to deal with snipers. They're so difficult because they have such insane range and they do a huge amount of damage, and they can be a real burden. The only way I sort of found or thought to try and deal with snipers is either to try and flank them with infantry or simply to get a light vehicle on them as soon as possible. And basically you just want to rush them. You want to rush them with a light vehicle early and try and just annihilate them as quickly as possible. And currently we've already got two points, so we're looking pretty good. But our opponent here is going to come back at us. And I must say, my opponent, after this game, has actually played about 50 games on the ladder, as the Wehrmacht, that is. So he may have played other games, because the ranking is split based on what faction you play, and also whether it's 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. But you can see here, I'm trying to use my engineers here to try and go round his unit, but I realised that he's got another grenadier squad here as well. So I'm not going to trade amazingly, but I do have another reinforcing infantry section coming up. I'm going to have to retreat my engineers here, get them out of there. And same with my rifle squad. I'm going to pull them back actually behind this pickup truck. And that sniper again, look at that range right over there, being a pain in the arse, trying to pick off my infantry units. This is something so crucial in this game that I'm finding more and more. It's the micromanagement, and the multitasking in this game is insane. It's absolutely nuts. So you can see here now I've got 4 rifle squads. So what I tend to do after this is move into like a light armored vehicle. So you can see I've just recently built the platoon command post. So with this, I'm going to be able to get the Humber armored car, and that is what I'm going to be rolling out with, because if you look at my battle tree, this globally increases the experience rate of all vehicle units, is what I tend to go for as my first sort of point that I use for my commander's point. And you can see this is the tech tree or the battle group. And yes, I went for the rigorous vehicle training. Sometimes you can go for this one, which is quite good as well, early on in the game, and then go for this a little bit later. But I went straight for this because I like to go into an armoured car or Humber armoured car route. And you can see I'm going all the way out here with this one rifle squad. Are going to be grabbing the medium fuel point here as well. So what I'm doing is something that I also watched from a video, is making sure that when you get a point, try and put some sandbags and then some wire down in front of it as soon as you can. The wire means that the opposing infantry can't actually go behind your sandbags, so it's quite nice. And you can see here, this building's very good as well. I garrisoned a few of my rifles in here, and my engineers now have their flamethrowers, and they're doing some juicy damage there. Flamethrowers definitely got to be nerfed. Like, the range of flamethrowers I've noticed is insane. Like, when you think of flamethrowers on like FPS games, they never go that far. It's kind of crazy. And you can see now my Humber car is actually in play. This thing is crazy. And now with this experience rate gain that I've got, the rigorous vehicle training, it means I'm going to be able to get a lot of XP. Look at the XP. Look at the XP. It's already 1 star. And we're just going to completely annihilate that sniper there. And already I'm on 2 stars. And hopefully we're going to get that bad boy up to 3, which is kind of insane. Like, the amount of experience, how long it takes to get those stars. That Humber car just immediately got an insane amount of veterancy. Okay, so I'm going to try and sort of hold this part here. I like this kind of bit on the map where you can take cover both here and here as well. It's very nice. And it's quite risky, though, because you're open to a lot here. You're right out in the open. It is quite scary. He's got a decent amount of forces coming in now. I think there are some grenadiers and engineer. However, my Humber is all back and running. And look at the damage. Look at the engineer squad. Got absolutely one-shotted by the infantry section there. And still, he's in a beautiful spot because of the cover there, you can see. And I think this is where she goes down. There it is. Rip. That is simply because I'm keeping my eye off the ball. Like, I'm still very new to this game. I'm very new to how they work. There is a grenade coming in here, but I managed to try and spot it. But unfortunately, having to jump over the fence meant that it took too long, and I lost quite a lot of troops there. But that is kind of sad there. The wrecked Humber did us very well, got 3 stars so quickly, and that's how it's so crazy, you know. And I could get another Humber as well. You could open up with 2 Humbers, which would be kind of nuts, really. And we're trying to get some sandbags up here, and now I have access to the Crusader AA medium tank. So I got this through the armored battle group, so you can deploy and unlock the Crusader tank. This tank's really good because it's both anti-infantry and it's anti-aircraft. So it will take down any kind of planes where your opponent will call in support. Any recon planes, this thing will shoot it down as well. You can see there my poor unit's just spazzing out in the window there. There is only 1 window available for the HMG, unfortunately. It's kind of cool when you watch a replay after and you can actually really see like where the angles are. I like it. So we're under a bit of pressure, and he's got a couple of stars on his troops now, but that is a huge clump that we could deal with. But annoyingly, that pack is still up the end of the road there. It's going to cause me problems, but I do have the range still. Perfect, and that grenade going in there was absolutely beautiful as well. And a lot of his troops are going to take damage and nearly taking a whole section out there, which is nice. Top left part of the map, they're still trying to take down what they can here. And have an infantry section here doing quite well, and going to be throwing in a recon airstrike there, I think. Is going to be coming in. I try and do a funny thing here with a Humber armored car, so I've got another Humber coming out. And I try and use the Humber here. I think I kind of fail here a little bit, but I kind of want to flank around the left if I can. I know he has a pack here, and there it is. There is the pack, so it's a very scary unit, and I want to get my Humber out of there, and luckily he misses his second shot. Right, so now we've waited for the 4 command points, and we have selected the Churchill 4 heavy tank. Absolute beast of a unit. You can see it here, rolling in. There it is. Rolling in to battle, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. So right now, I kind of don't know. I mean, there's obviously a few things that I probably could have improved on. Losing the Humber so early was definitely one of them. And like this as well. And also always remembering the ability to flank and try and come at things a different angle, I think was definitely another one. And also still struggling with the snipers. I dealt with the first sniper quite well, but the second sniper here proves to be quite a nuisance. I do move the Humber car forward just to try and scout, and I do spot this, and this is one of the worst mistakes I made here.
Jerry got one of us. They still have
there it is. Once again, losing the Humber, and it's crumbling to bits because of the Churchill. And the reason that was happening was because I could see that he was putting down a huge flak emplacement. You can see here the Crusader is doing its job as anti-air. It's trying to shoot down the anti-air then. I don't think it did. But basically, your opponent will, especially with certain Axis factions, will para-drop units in. So having a sort of anti-air vehicle can be really good. So we're looking pretty good right now. It is quite a later game, I would say. Getting into the near half an hour now. Doing pretty good. Held 2 points for the majority of the time. I was thinking of trying to push in here and go for the third point, because that can be quite devastating as well. But I decided not to. I don't think these are even captured. I don't know. Maybe you don't know if they're captured. I guess that's how it works. I assume that these ones are captured. And then he's got the 2 manpower ones. Yeah, because there's... How many manpowers are there? There's 1, 2... There's 3, yeah. So he's actually got an extra manpower one. So I probably, with hindsight, I should have taken this. I should have tried to push on this. Maybe get the MG set up in this garrison would have been way better, actually. So that's something to bear in mind. So now we do have the Jaeger squad. They do actually have a Panzer Shrek. And that's going to be quite deadly for my Crusader, so I need to be careful. Sniper's still doing an insane job there. I don't know if they didn't have the resources, but that was actually a really nice emplacement. But the Churchill here did actually a lot of damage to that pack then. And that one actually ricocheted. I was quite lucky there. And I stupidly decided to push there. That was really, really bad. That was one of the worst decisions, trying to push on that. And I actually started to lose a lot of units here. So it's amazing how like the tide of the game can change so much. And that was one of them. Like losing quite a few units. I really don't have that much when you think about it. They're trying to take this point the best they can, but the Churchill should be pretty good here. But that pack was awful. But look at this. Managed to get the Humber car round to flank to try and do some damage. And I also noticed that he had a sniper here as well. This Humber car was absolutely clutch right now. If I didn't have this Humber, then it would have been so much more difficult. But the flak can't move. And I'm making sure to try and see if I can kill the whole gun team here. But I don't manage to do it. But I thought to myself, hang on a minute. There's a sniper here. Look at him. Yeah, take that. So a 3-star gets out of here. So once again, we've got another onslaught. We've got another just mass of infantry and another pack again. What I find really funny is that they didn't try and just reclaim these this anti-tank here. I should have got it myself, to be honest, just in case. I should have just got a team to man it, and I should have stolen it when I had the chance, and I always forget to do that. So we have a 3-star infantry section here doing an absolute job, and here we go, guys. The push is on, and I've decided to get myself a nice mortar team here as well to try and deal with the pack and try and do as much damage as possible. They're not amazing, but they're going to do some kind of job for us. And we managed to hold once again. Look at all the people. Look at all of the dead soldiers, man, across the field. It is kind of insane. And I'm making sure to use my mortar to attack the ground and take down that pack and get him to move. Because obviously you do have a advantage. But something that he does just before he nearly loses his troop is he throws like a satchel. Yeah, he throws a satchel and absolutely blows up my mortar squad. So that was kind of huge for him.
fuel point.
And I decide, yeah, you know what, I'll move my Humber, and then realise that he's got a Panzerschreck here. And that is how much damage, ladies and gents, a Panzerschreck can do. Humbers are very, very, very weak. And I do not want to lose my engineer here as well. And it does start to get a bit dicey. He does try and push me on here as well. And my Churchill's looking a bit sketchy because he's sort of on the side here. And there's a lot of infantry troops here as well. Getting a rear hit as well, which is not nice to see. So it's looking pretty dicey for the opponent now. Down, you know, sub 30 points left, and he's going to be making one last push. I can feel it.
Good show. They're at only 25 points.
This team here do now have the Bren. So they've got like a Bren gun, which should be way better against infantry.
Here we are.
And I decide to put down my recon artillery here, which does huge artillery strikes, and it provides recon as well. And he's got no AA at all, which means we can just do some insane artillery strikes. And here they're going to come in on all of his units here that he's got clumped. They're all going to be taken down. And I decide, I just know the push is coming here. And it's getting quite scary. So he's going to be trying to push up here as best he can. The Humber here is going to do a great job because it's quite a long distance here. And I managed to also fire off a rifle grenade. And something amazing that I do is I do a nice sort of flank around the right-hand side here to try and take down the pack. And also do some serious damage because these guys do have the Bren. So they're doing a pretty good job. And he is out of points. Ladies and gents, there it is. GG.
They're on the run.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of sort of first sort of casted game of a replay that I played on the ladder. I am just currently playing Brits at the moment. I've only played 3 or 4 games, and this was one of them, and I thought I'd share it with you on the ladder. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments below if is there anything I could improve on. If you want to see more of this, let me know. And of course, I will catch you in the next video or the next stream. Not too sure what it's going to be. Might be AoE 3, might be CoH3, but we will have to see. So guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.